Hey guys, this is the Seattle Ring Hunter, and today we finally catch up with Jonathan and his bride Jackie. And why don't you go ahead and tell us exactly in your own words what happened a while ago? How did this whole saga start out, and what took place?
Do you want to tell it, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, well, my wife is kind of a pro surfer, and it turns out you can get some good surfing action like 2 hours away from Seattle. So she took me out to Westport, and I was excited and stuff. And the surfing there it's a little secluded, and so you have to climb over a bunch of rocks, and there weren't any like public lockers or anything. So I was thinking about my wedding ring, and I was just like, should I put it in my pocket? Should I like hide it on the beach? I might drop it, I'm gonna lose it, I'm just gonna wear it. So we get our surfboards in the water and stuff, and I just start, wading into the depth, and I like stumble over something in the water, and it's like, oh shoot, I better check my ring, make sure it's still there. And then it's there, and I like grab at it with my finger and just slips right off. I like watch it in slow motion bounce out of my hand and into the water, and I feel like I'm in a dream. I just can't believe what is actually happening. And I'm like screaming at Jackie, she's surfing, and she can't believe it. And then
I thought he was kidding.
Oh,
yeah, I was kidding, yeah.
Horrible joke.
A horrible joke, yeah.
And you're trying to grasp at it, and you can't even.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab at the sand. I can't see it, and then I like go to a drugstore, buy some goggles, and I'm like looking through the ocean, trying to find my ring in the sand, and just getting battered by these waves. It's awful, awful. And we just thought it was lost.
Yeah. So
I said. He was convinced that he could find it at low tide, and I said, no, it's gone forever.
Yeah, you did say that. You said it was gone forever. I went back at 3 a.m. the next morning.
It's fine. It's gone forever. It's just a ring.
Give it up. Move on. It's done. Type of thing. And so you went out the next day. This happened on a Sunday.
Yeah, we were there Sunday, so we went Monday at 3 a.m. back to the beach. Jackie was not happy. And I climbed over those rocks at 3 a.m. for low tide, and I just kind of was like scouring the beach to see if I could see it sticking out of the sand.
One last hope, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
Before you guys came back home to Seattle.
And I was just like, maybe I should buy a metal detector, but then when I Googled, like, metal detecting for rings, I like found Jeff's site. And
so you found the ringfinders.com? Oh,
great
awesome.
Resource, yeah.
And then the action started where you called me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I talked to a few guys, and none of them were available. And they recommended you, actually. So but yeah, you came well recommended. So
oh, good.
You were like my last person I was going to contact before just either giving up or buying my own metal detector to go find it myself.
And so then our discussion started, and it turned into like, oh my goodness, it's a long distance. And
well, yeah, it's 2.5 hours away from Seattle, so I didn't think that you would even be interested in going to Westport. Yeah. But you were just so willing to serve.
Well, of course. And so I went and got on the call, and then I started looking at tide tables, and it looked like it was going to be a 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in there for low tide.
You texted me like, okay, I'm going to be there Thursday at 4 a.m. I was just like, you are not going to Westport at 4 in the morning to look for my ring.
Okay, so so then I got in action, and so what my recommendation was, stand by on the phone, and I'm going to call you. And what'd you think about that?
It was a tough night. Like I went to bed at midnight, and then I'm so glad I remembered. Because usually I have my phone on silent mode, and I have earplugs in, and I have a fan going, but then thankfully God helped me remember that you were going to be on the beach at 4 a.m. looking for my ring on my behalf. So I set the ringer on, and then sure enough, you called at 3 or 3:30 or something, and I got up, and we spent like an hour.
It was a pretty lengthy FaceTime, but
he was FaceTiming me from the beach at like 3:30 or 4 in the morning.
I remember when you got up.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
And we just kept going rock by rock. We had like, you were starting to
like
doubt the sections.
4 identical coves.
And you were doubting which cove at this point.
And I didn't know which one it was.
So then I was like,
he was like climbing over rocks to the right, climbing over rocks to the left.
It was dark. I had a flashlight in my hand just so we could even see the rocks.
100%, like 100%. And I was looking for where we put our towel. Remember, like on that flat part of the sand behind some of the rocks? I was looking for that for a long time. And then I think 45 minutes in,
we finally decided upon one spot.
We had like some amount of conviction. Okay, I think this was it.
And then before letting them go off the phone, I was like, oh, I'm taking you this far, I'm gonna walk out in the water and just see. I know that you can't judge distance, but I can still be out here for quite a long time trying to determine exactly how far out you were. It's dark out. I've got this flashlight in my hand. You have nothing for reference.
Right.
I just happened to stumble across this round item that was lodged in the sand, and the sand's clear everywhere else. I mean, and as soon as I mentioned that, you had a memory or a recollection that, hey, I stubbed my toe on something down there in my foot.
Remember I was telling you I was like standing on something when it happened? I was like standing on a tree or a root or a rock.
Something I do kind of remember that.
Like, cause that was the mark. I was like standing and I hit something, and then that's like when I lost it. And
Gonna be real careful. These rocks get slippery once we get down towards the bottom and they get damp. There's just off in the distance, I don't know if you can see, there's 2 PVC poles past that beach log sticking up. That's my markers. We're gonna go out there and get right back to that location that we identified over the phone. I just happened to stumble into that in the water, and it actually brought back to his memory that he had tripped over something a little bit with his feet in the water. Of course, he couldn't really see it because the tide was a little higher at that time when he came through. So I'm hoping this really just puts us right in the zone. The front end investigation, taking the time to gain a little clarity, is obviously helps us tremendously in our opportunities. Very curious. I still see it. Turn the Excalibur on. Okay, we're hot with the Excalibur. Got our light here. We're gonna go for a little bit of a visual. Yes, the water's come in a little bit. I was just down here. Oh, here we are. This thing right here, guys. All right, now I can work here. I want to do a 360 around this. He said he was pretty close to this thing, or a thing in the water that he tripped on. So I'm real curious where this ring's going to be found. What do we have here, guys? All right, is it in the scoop? Is it in the scoop? What's in the scoop? Got something to scoop, guys. Yay! Woo! Woo! That's his ring, obviously. Yep, that is it. Woo! We got back, guys. That was no more than probably 10 minutes in the water. I am so stoked that we got this guy's ring back. And now I'm going to be very careful so I don't fumble it. That is a round piece of chain link fencing of some sort. He stumbled on that and it was right there. Make sure that gets into the ring vault. The ring vault, yes. Cinch that up nice and tight. And we got his ring back. Woohoo! Right there, guys, is where we found the ring. There's a little thing, and the ring was found right about here. He stumbled a little bit, but then he thought to check his ring. In the process, it actually came off his finger, and we recovered it right there. Up there is where he set his towel, and he just kind of walked on out. How far out would have been a challenge if we didn't actually we didn't know about this in here until I got out here and mentioned it on FaceTime. I walked through all 3 sections in the dark with him on FaceTime with a flashlight just to try to find which rock he remembered. And we kept coming back to this rock, and then I said, okay, it's at low tide, at the peak of low tide, I gotta get moving. Let me walk out here in the water a little bit and see if we can't try to determine or judge how far out you were. At low tide, you might just be tempted to go out as far as you can and work the water up to neck high and work your way in just to take most opportunity. You don't know if the ring's gonna have moved or traveled. And I came across this. It looks like a little chain link fence material, round. Anyway, it's embedded in the sand. Almost maybe like a tire. And that might be the, but that doesn't look like the, not steel belt. It's too big. I don't know. Garbage anyway. And then once I mentioned this in the water, he's like, yeah, I remember stepping into something. And just right after that, the ring came off my finger. And at that point, I knew we were on to something good. And I went and got all the equipment out of the car. I hung up on him and got into action, and we got the ring back. So we've got it secure. We got the ring recovered. And what a nice day. All right, guys, starting to get some daylight here. Here's a brighter image of the little cut that we're in. There's 2 more that way and 1 more behind us. Last night, when it was dark, I had a flashlight, an iPhone, and FaceTime with Jonathan, walking slowly by each rock, trying to locate something that looked familiar to him. Thank goodness this area here really came back to him a few times. We worked with that. We got out into the water at the peak of low tide, and that's when I found the round debris in the sand. And he mentioned that he actually remembered at that point, I was not aware that there was something in the water. Hey Jonathan, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, so this time you can actually see a little bit better. We got some more sunlight out here, as you can quite a bit better than the last time we tried this situation. So
Man, Jeff, I'm so sorry you're out there still. I'm so sorry you haven't been able to find it.
no, dude, it's okay though. I'm gonna continue on until we get to the bottom of this. We know it's out here, so that's the good news. Since you can actually see now these rocks a little bit better. Yeah, so what I try to like to do is my finger, we're down in this area a little bit, somewhere down here, And you probably didn't see anything in the background way out there at all, did you? I mean, it was just like that boat's probably moved around. That buoy back there, I don't know if you can even see it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, like I said.
Did you walk towards the buoy at all, you think?
You know, I can't see the buoy well enough.
I've got an idea here. Look, I've got some sticks here that are actually lined up in the rocks. Maybe we'll use them as like kind of a bearing. So if I focus in on these sticks a little bit, see how I got these two sticks down here? It seems kind of odd, I know, but what if we line them up and we did a path, and if we line them... Wait a minute. What's that, buddy? What's that?
There's something on the stick.
Yeah, we found it. Woohoo! And I'm going to be very careful with that. I'm not going to grab it while I'm in this call. I'll take caution to secure that, so I'm not pulling it out of the rocks down there, because that would be a real fumble.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, we only want to recover it once today, but we got it back for you, buddy. That was a total godsend.
Yeah,
a total godsend, because it's like there's a marker out there, and I'm like, no way. So the next question was like, well, do you remember losing it before or after you come upon this round thing? And it was looked like the size of a car tire, but it was like more like a chain link fence kind of piece of junk just out there. And he's like, oh, it was just a few steps after that, I believe. And so I got right to it, because I was right at the peak of low tide. Got my gear on, I got off the phone with you. And tell us real quickly a little bit about how much this ring means to you, and what's its origins, and how it came about into your family.
Well, yeah, he like found it like 3 or 4 feet from that target object.
So it didn't move very much.
No, it was just right there.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was just right there. So like God put that mark in the sand, basically put that X there for us to find it again. But yeah, I mean, it's a family heirloom, and my mom got it from jewelry she had gotten from her father, who passed away, and so it was, you know, an object of great importance and value to our family and Jackie. So yeah, it has a lot of history behind it.
So it comes from your mom and your grandfather.
Yeah.
So would this be your ring there, sir? I believe it is.
Yes.
Amazing.
Jackie, you want to put it on?
There it is.
Oh man.
There you go. Congratulations.
It is.
Yep, there's a little modern miracle going on out there, that God protected that thing and kept it there in the sand for us. The waves weren't huge and large like they are in other places in California. These guys got to get on it right away. Their sands get turned up on those big beaches, and stuff's moving, so they get a call and they're out the door and they're running. But this was 10 days out.
Yeah, no, actually it's more than that.
I can't believe that.
Maybe
it was
11?
2 weeks and 4 days.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because it was 2 weeks and then
It
a
was,
Thursday.
yeah.
It's 18 days.
18? No way.
Yeah.
Seriously?
18 days.
I was off by it. Okay. Well, I thought maybe it was, but at any rate, it was a period of time.
Yeah, we went surfing 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah.
So there you go.
And there it is.
4 o'clock in the morning, I came around and I just wanted to do a real quick detection around that item there, and sure enough, there it was, no more than 3 feet away from me. You'll see it on the video later. So got it back, and how's that make you feel?
Man, it makes me feel cared for, you know.
Yeah,
You're a hero.
There you go.
Well,
you guys put me in the right spot, though.
Yeah.
You really did your homework, and you did a lot of help on putting up with my questions, and you got it back. So I'm glad it's still with you guys.
Yeah, I know. I think that the most nervous part was just
believe it.
watching you over FaceTime, looking at one indiscriminate rock over another, and just like trying to pick out where it was that we set our equipment down.
Yeah, a lot of times I tell people, if you can put up with me and my little questioning, and the investigative process in the front end of this is almost as much as important as just the search itself, and ruling out areas and just trying to narrow and fine tune.
I could you within like a
I could have been 20 feet
spot.
off and just spending a whole bunch of time using up all my energy out there. So.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we talked for a while. What about you? Like, how did you drive to Westport, and when did you sleep, and how did you manage all
it's
that
this
stuff?
process. Yeah, it's a crazy process, and actually today I just helped a gentleman over in Seattle. He lost his in a park.
Queen Anne, yeah.
Yeah, Queen Anne Park this morning. He was doing some exercises in the wood chips, and that was a pretty simple one. But yeah, we got that back for him before.
Dude,
it's a public park, so it has been a pretty exciting.
It's been a good week.
Yeah, people getting their stuff back. So. Anyway, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right. Woohoo! If you've lost your ring or special item of value, please get in touch with me at theseattleringhunter.com as soon as possible so I can arrange to do a search for you.